During the commercials, I'm live on Facebook throughout the whole show. For those of you watching out there, thank you for all your support. Yesterday, we reached 5,000 timelines, which is huge for us. That's good on just Facebook. And we had like 27 shares yesterday. So if you could, share the stream. Don't just share it. Put in a comment. Hey, you want to hear real news? You want to hear somebody who tells it to you straight? Check out my friend John on Liquid Lunch, and I appreciate it. And if you go to YouTube, you're watching this right now on YouTube, you want to hear all the great things happening that Teisha Powell's about to talk about, we need your help there too. Drop us a like, hit subscribe on the page, leave us a comment. Hey, this is great. Hey, that sucked. You're horrible. You're fat. I don't care what it is. Give us some feedback. We love interaction with our audience. Do it for me. We need you to do it so that we can keep expanding the platform. And the only way to break the algorithms is by massive engagement. You don't have to have 10 million people, but you got to have an amount of people that watch your stuff and have interactions with them. And I need you to help me with this stuff. So don't hurt. Hit the heart, hit the thumb up, hit the thumb. I don't care what you hit. Hit something. Leave a comment too, And yes, I know. Somebody just said I'm having a bad hair day. I agree. I am having a bad hair day. I'm sweating like a terrorist in here. But all right, it's even going to get hotter because we're joined now by my dear friend and nationally acclaimed attorney Teisha Powell joins us right now to light up our lives. She's the author of Trump Must Win, Discover the Dark Days America Will Face if Trump is not reelected in 2020. Teisha, I got to ask you this. Joe Biden has had mistake after mistake after mistake. Are you considering voting for Joe Biden?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so you're not going to vote for Joe Biden. So then, according to what he said to Lawrence McKelvey, aka Charlemagne the God, you ain't black. I'm looking at the screen, and I tend to think you're black.
I'm black as they come. My son and daughter are black, and I'm telling you, I'm not giving you my vote, Joe Biden. You will not get this black baby mama vote.
Okay. So now, on top of that, he's come out and said, I'm going to pick an African-American woman as my VP, right? He said something along those lines, right? And you hear Val Demings, you hear Kamala Harris, you hear Karen Bass, you hear all these names, right? Isn't that almost like over-the-top racism to say I'm only going to pick a black person because I want to pander to the black voter?
I think that people should look into that. Absolutely. It was not going to be this way. But all of a sudden with Black Lives Matter, Joe Biden is like, why not get a woman and get a black one at that so I can get all these voters? And that's exactly what is going on with the Democratic Party. They're pandering to voters. I mean, Kamala Harris, God bless her heart. She's a senator. That's a lot of work. She doesn't have any children. How is she going to relate to me, a black mother of two? Seriously, President Trump has 5 kids. He can relate to me. He knows what it's like to be struggling with children. They're not easy to raise. Raising children in America is not easy. We need people out there that have kids to tell us, like, I know what you're going through. I know you struggle. I mean, John, you have kids. You know what it's like. It's hard work.
Oh, man. Well, I got to tell you, my kids are not really hard work because they're quite special and perfect. But it is hard work to make sure that your kids stay on the right path. And me and my kid's mom did everything we could. And it is hard. It's mentally hard to know in these crazy times to make sure that your kids stay on the right path. But I know you're doing a great job as a mom. Unfortunately, Kamala Harris seems to be the pick. That's what people are thinking. Susan Rice is also in the running. What do you think about Kamala Harris? I mean, she was a prosecutor. She threw many African Americans in jail for small crimes and stuff. Is this going to work against them? Is this going to backfire in your view?
Well, it's very unlikely that people pick a president based upon a vice president, because usually we're voting for the president of the United States. But most people think Joe Biden only wants to do 1 term anyway. So that's why he's going for, someone else who's probably have more energy than he does, more momentum than he does. I think Kamala Harris looks very good on paper, but she's just as liberal as Joe Biden is, or probably even more liberal. Kamala Harris was the one who said no more red meat. If most people don't remember what she said, and that was upsetting to a lot of voters that she was that big of a socialist or big of a liberal, or just don't have any care or desire for us. But I guess paper is more of what it is, but I don't think that this is going to change anything. I think President Trump deserved to get another 4 years.
So, unfortunately, today we hear of the passing of Herman Cain. Herman Cain really broke out as a presidential candidate. I was on the radio this morning with Frank Morano, our buddy, and it was breaking news when we were on air. And I was saying, Frank was saying, I remember 8 years ago, which you and I, John, he was talking to me, you were telling me that Herman Cain was your favorite candidate, which he was. For me, at that time, he came from the business sector. He came out of nowhere. He was speaking the truth. He had the 999 plan. I actually think Herman Cain was the earlier version of Trump because he didn't care. He came from the private sector and he said it like it is.
Pretty much. I mean, the Lord has been good. I had the privilege of meeting Herman Cain years ago, and he's going to be missed, John. He's a real sweet person. Whoever got to know him, whoever got to meet him, just understood that what you saw was what you get. That big, warm smile, it was always there if you had a bad day. And, you could talk to Herman. He would listen to you and actually have advice to give to you. And he'll just be missed. It's really sad to wake up to news like that.
The 999. Hey, also, Seattle is dealing, with the coronavirus outbreak, and also these, riots and unrest is going on out there since May 25th. And everybody's still talking about defunding the police. I mean, if we had less police, we'd have even bigger problems on our hands right now, wouldn't we?
John, this is what I can't believe. They're actually going to be voting on it. They're trying to 50%. They want to take away 50% of the police budget in Seattle. And I just want to remind people about this. Evil exists, and the police are here to protect us from evil people. Criminals will purposely move to Seattle. They will purposely go to Seattle to commit a crime when you go ahead and take 50% of your budget from the police. Gang members are listening. They're going to be very happy when they hear it. It's going to be a new place for people to start up drugs, illegal activity, prostitution. Just name it. It's going to happen. We can't be this naive and gullible. We can't be being led by these blind socialists and these blind liberals. This is reality. We need police officers. And I'm talking as a Black woman in America. Please do not take police officers from my community. It hurts people. It really does hurt people. There's no help in this. I can't even believe we're having this conversation, John. It doesn't even sound like it's sensible to me.
It doesn't sound sensible, but I'm glad we're having this conversation. You look beautiful today. Your yellow dress is lighting up the screen. And it's been so dark and dingy with all the craziness going on. It's always nice to see you. I'm trying to get, next week for Women Wednesday, I'm trying to get an actual live panel here in the studio. Can we maybe possibly get you in the studio one of these days? Frank's coming down, Zen's coming down. We're gonna have a good old-fashioned, real in-person show. I mean, I don't know if you can make it to Staten Island. It's not that far.
Not this Wednesday. Unfortunately, next Wednesday I'm out of town for work.
Where are you going?
Colorado.
Oh, really? So there's no, you could travel to Colorado and you don't have to quarantine?
It's pretty low there.
Oh,
but
all right.
I'll find out when I get there if I have to quarantine, and I'll just stay in a hotel.
Understood. All right. Well, hopefully, maybe we'll have so much fun next week. We'll do it again. And when you get back,
the following Wednesday, I'll definitely be in.
I would love that. Okay. Teisha Powell is a nationally recognized legal analyst. She's also the author of the book Trump Must Win. She's a super mom, super lawyer, and a super great friend of the show. Thank you very much, dear. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, John. God bless.
All right, that's Teisha Powell, and we're just buzzing through hour 2 right here. We're going to check back in on the markets in just a little bit, and my buddy Joe Hagan is going to join us. Joe is the CEO of Wealth Colony, and Wealth Colony has some amazing passive income generating products that he's going to talk to you about that you might want to slip into your portfolio. We're going to break down what's in your wallet right after this.